Welcome everyone. This is Sherwin Brown. I am blessed to be here. Impact Gospel Radio. This is mental health, a holistic impact where I talk about anything and everything that affects our mental health. We want to be in balance. People, our mental health is very important. And the last show, you probably heard I said that our mental health is the most important aspect of our lives. And you are wondering, Charmaine, aren't you a Christian? Why isn't not the spiritual life the most important aspect of our lives? Our spiritual health is the most top importance of our lives. But if our mind cannot focus on spirituality, if our mind cannot focus on positivity, if our minds cannot focus on how to please God or please whoever you worship, if our minds cannot focus on that, then it won't help our spirituality. So in saying, there's somewhere in the Bible where it says, whatever you conceive in your heart, you speak. Whatever you conceive in your mind, there's something about your mind in the Bible. Your mind has to be in tune for you to get that spirituality balance. So yes, if your spirituality is okay, your mind have to keep feeding your spirit. Your mind have to keep connected to God. Your mind have to keep connected to positive things. Your mind have to keep telling you how much you're worthy, how much you have in store, where your God went to provide a place for you. All those things, those covenants that were made with you, your mind have to keep telling you these things, that I have to focus on the end goal. Your mind have to keep telling you that for your spirituality to grow. So when I say that, I just want to capture that, because some people are saying, why did she say your mind is the most spiritual? And people will call and text and said, why did you say that? I say that because your mind is what negativity build up and cause your life to fall apart. Your mind is what is attacked most when there is attack going around. Your mind is very important, so you must guard your mind. So let me begin. We are on Impact Gospel Radio, Mental Health, a Holistic Impact. We're on www.mental health, a holistic impact, or you can send us info at Mental Health, a Holistic Impact, or you can DM me privately, because most people do that. And this is a very safe place for you to be, and no shaming, no guilt tripping, no gaslighting. We don't do it over here, because we want people to be in good health, mentally and overall. We want you to be in good health. So when you come here to bash, you can't do that. We block you. We go as far as just kicking you out. Okay? All right. My husband was making me laugh over something I can't remember, and I was annoyed. He was annoying me. and so let's begin. So we're talking about Veronica Karen. Karen is Raymond's girlfriend, and Raymond is from a good family with money. But Raymond was having stressful event, and I won't go through the whole storyline. It's on YouTube. They are there. Follow the storyline. It's good because it shows you how the family dynamics and what happened, and how it can throw off you in a stressful manner, how you can become anxious and depressed. When I closed off last week, I wanted to chit-chat about depression and anxiety. And I'm saying these are not normal. A normal life is a life without stress, or a life that when you have stress, you know how to handle those stresses. A normal life is where you said, I have strategies. I've been through this before. And even if I have not been through this, I know how to get over this because, people, I am a diehard Christian, so I'm going to quote something right now. You can, who don't want to listen, you can put a pause. Because the power that God used to raise Jesus from the dead, and the power that Jesus and the disciples used to raise the dead, that's the same power we have in us. We are powerful people. We are strong people. We can overcome. We cannot do it by ourselves. We need extra help. I get my help from God. You can get your help from anywhere you want, but I get my help from God. So that's why I'm saying anxiety, depression, and if you watch another video that I made that I wouldn't date people who are anxious or dying or depressed, not because I want to offend anybody, but because when you have that strength, you don't actually go into anxiety. Is not a part of your life. When you get used to something, for instance, let me say, I used to be anxious of driving because I always get lost. There's a chapter in the second book that is coming out this year. There's a chapter there where it talks about me getting lost. It's a very, that chapter was very funny. But I always get lost, people. Like, people, I will drive out of my house, out of my yard. And I will be going, I have a destination at hand. And I will turn off into a gas station and fill up my tank. And by the time I leave that gas station, I'm going the same way that I am coming from. Don't ask me how is that possible. I don't know. I don't know how is that possible. But you know what, people? I want to tell you something that I learned. I learned that I am not the only one who get lost all the time. I was at a conference and I was talking to some people, and more people that I thought would not get lost are getting lost. So I feel good about getting lost now. What I do, I get some gas in my car and a jerry can if I have to. I put my husband number on speed dial. I use the GPS. And most times, people, if I'm going somewhere, and parking is one of my big pet peeve when I drive. Like, I'll go somewhere and don't know where to park. I don't know where to find the parking lot. I don't know what to do. I am at the parking lot. I'm looking at the parking arcade and don't know how to get inside. I'm not stupid. I just cannot find the entrance to go into these places. And even when I drive around, I am scared of being on a one-way street. So, yes, I get anxious. But you know what? What I do, I leave 2 hours before the time. Yes, I purposefully, if I have a 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock appointment, I left 2 hours before that and I take my time. I drive, I take my time, go around street and come back and find myself where I should be. Once I leave that place and use my GPS to come out of wherever those little cities and reach a major road, then I can find myself somewhere. And I don't care if I get lost anymore. I have enough gas. So if I get lost, I just go with the flow. What I'm saying, people, is that your anxiety, your anxiousness, your depression, there are ways to get over them. They are not normal. It's not normal. There is nowhere in the book of the Bible where I say, oh yes, I lied. Solomon. Solomon was depressed and David had to play for him the harp. David played the harp for the king, for Saul, who was depressed. Sorry, people. People, I know the Bible in my mind because I read it over and over, but the names are mixing me up. David played for Saul because Saul was going through a period of depression. And the reason why Saul was going through a period of depression was because of him not being fulfilled. He did not fulfill something that he was supposed to do. He did something wrong. What I'm saying is that when our lives are in accordance to what we wanted, depression and anxiety are gone. There are some mental illnesses such as multiple personality, schizophrenia that are diagnosed. Those are a little bit more complicated, but the simple things that we are doing that is causing us stress, where we are fighting with each other, where we are shouting with each other. Because, for instance, when I'm driving, like last week when I was coming out from this place, and I said to my husband, I am at this place, I'm going, because I don't know how to set my GPS. I have to go into the car to set it where it shows me north, east, south, and west. So I was telling my husband, I don't know the direction I'm going, but I'm passing this street and that street going towards that next street. And in my mind, because my husband knows the place so well, in my mind, I think he should have known where I was going. And then I'm coming up where the GPS said, in 60 meters, turn right. But then my husband was saying, come down a little bit more. And then I was like, when I passed that the GPS told me to turn, I start becoming anxious, like, oh my Lord, I'm lost now because I passed where the GPS said to go. Followed my husband's direction, going where my husband said to go. And believe you me, people, I really don't know the city. I drive all the time in the city. I don't know the city. Like, I can get lost easily with those little streets. Believe you me, because I don't know if I'm going north, east, south, or west. In Toronto, it was different. I had to know north, south, east, and west. I must know north, south, east, and west in Ontario and Toronto, because the bus, that's how they drive. They take you to the north end or the south end. Here, I just drive. I know I live in the north end, but I just drive. With my husband telling me to go further, I got upset with him and started saying, baby, this shouldn't be. Anyway, we are going to take a break, and when I come back, I'll tell you how my anxiety starts, how I fix it, and how you can manage. Let's take a break. back, everyone. This is Mental Health, a Holistic Impact, and I'm on Impact Gospel Radio. You can find us on most social media: Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Tumblr, Facebook, and the others. We are all over. Those people who normally watch, welcome. We appreciate you listening and supporting. Those people who have just joined, welcome. I hope you learned something, even at laughter from my foolishness. I hope you learned something. As I was saying before, that while I was coming down the street, when the GPS said to turn in 60 meters, and my husband said, no, come down, I realized that he thought I was going the other direction and not southbound. Was it southbound? And not wherever. But when I came down, I just take my time and came down and just, because as my sister told me one long time ago, that Charmaine, when you pass that street, there is another turn for you to get back to that street. So don't even get anxious about it. She said, never rush, never try to take a break to turn because you're passing your turn. Just drive on and get the next exit to turn, or the next road to turn your car back and find your way back home, just like a prodigal son. So when I realized I was driving down to one of the highway that I knew, and then I was on my way home. It wasn't that hard, but because the little in the city is kind of, downtown is kind of a little bit rough for me. But as I said, have enough gas, have my husband number and speed dial, ensure that I drive out early, ensure that I'm not rushed, ensure that I give myself space between me and the drivers, and ensure that no matter who is blowing I go from the speed limit. Like if it says 60 kilometers per hour, I go 60 kilometers per hour. Who wants to pass me, go past me somewhere. Because I'm not going to speed for me to get anxious and stuff like that. Why I'm saying this is that there are things in our lives that get us anxious. There are people in our lives that cause anxiety to us. And even we cause anxiety to people too. It's vice versa. There are things in our lives that allow us to be anxious. There are people that we cause anxiety to, and people who cause anxiety to us. There are situations like exams, interviews, all of this can allow us to be anxious. Put things into place, put strategies into place where it brings down your anxiety level, where you can function, where it doesn't take over your life, and it doesn't get you saying things to yourself like you're no good, you're not worthy, you're not valuable, stuff like that. Because when you're anxious, when your needs are not met, you can become anxious to the point where you become depressed, where you're going to the bed and you don't want to come out because your need was not met. You did not get that job, or you did not get that person you wanted to date, or that person didn't turn out well, or your family member is sick, or your children's giving problem, or you're working too much, you're overworking yourself because you have some needs to be met. And all these things can cause anxiety and depression. Let's put some strategies in place. You leave early, you have positive thoughts, you read, you sing, you talk to people. And I don't say you have to share your life with people, because sometimes the people that you share your life with, I feel like I'm speaking patois right now. Let me repeat myself. My producer is laughing, so I was speaking patois. I will repeat myself. There are times when you share your life story with others and they don't care about you. They don't give a D-M- about you. And so it doesn't matter. Just find the place and the space where you can meditate, where you can talk about your feeling, where you can do things that normally get you in a place of balance. If you're in your car, you sing, you listen to music, wholesome music, people. Music that gets you in positivity, where that gets you in balance, that allow you to feel good about yourself, feel like you're conquering the world, feel like you have improved. Wholesome music that are wholesome, thoughts that are wholesome, self-talk, reflect, do reflection. I do a lot of reflection. Every time I leave work, I'm driving home, I have to reflect of how the day went and what to do the next time and how to be better than yesterday. So what I'm trying to say, always try to be better than yesterday. Always try to be better than what it was and do better than what you did before. Always improve. Always make sure that you don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on little things. Stop wasting your time watching movie all night long like me. People, I put a stop to it. I'm fasting from movie, 2 weeks fasting. I don't care what movie comes out. Do not waste your time. That's all I'm saying. Do something positive. You have the strength in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I can't sing, people. I can't sing. I told you the story that I can't sing. We are going to the Raymond family saga. And last week we ended when Veronica told Karen to remember these things, to promise her that she will remember these things that they talked about and to find positive people who will help her. That's where we ended last week. And I am continuing. Veronica was still talking and said, your spiritual and mental health are of great importance, so guard them. People, this is a story, this is a book. This is a book. You can find the book. The book is the Raymond Family Saga. Maybe if you go on, what's the name of Amazon, you might see it. It might not be on Amazon yet, because it's not printed yet. It's a Raymond Family Saga. It's wholesome. It's a wholesome family drama where there's lots of people in this drama, and things are happening to them just like things that happen to us, or that are happening to us, or that will happen to us. And it shows us what parents have told us, what people of positive influence has told us, or what people of negative influence had put on us and make us feel good or bad. The story is real. It's a real life story. And so when you hear some things in it, don't be surprised. So Veronica said, protect your spiritual and mental health no matter what. That's what I started with. I was telling you that your mentality, your mind has a lot to do with how you think and how you feel spiritually. Keep them safe, okay? Veronica begged her niece to make a promise that she would take care of herself. You know what, people? I'm not asking anybody to promise me that they will take care of themselves. I'm not doing it. And you always say, Charmaine, why wouldn't you ask somebody to promise you to take care of themselves? I am not asking somebody to promise me to take care of themselves because that person would just be taking care of themselves because I asked them to do it. They wouldn't be taking care of themselves because they should do it, because it's their responsibility to do it. They wouldn't be taking care of themselves because they have the power to do it. They were given authority to take care of themselves. So I wouldn't ask somebody, promise me to take care of yourself. That was when I was a teenager, when I was what, 16 years old or in my teens and flighty in my head and love, stupid love, where I didn't even know what love means, because no love, the love that I saw when I was younger is a different love that I'm seeing now. The word is the same. Actions are different. So I would not ask anyone to promise me to take care of themselves. No, I'm not doing it. Promise me you will take care of yourself for you. Yeah, I probably would say that. Karen, promise me you will take care of yourself for you. I think that's what Veronica should say. But because the story that is written. I can change anything in it. I might change that. I might not. I might not. So Veronica was telling Karen, please promise me you will take care of yourself. I don't think that was a promise that Veronica should have asked Karen. And I don't think Karen have the right to promise Veronica that either. But we will see. Karen made a pact with her aunt to take care of herself and to follow the instructions she was given. Who's so foolish? Let your nay be nay and your yea be yea. I'm not promising anybody to take care of myself for them. I'm taking care of myself for me because I love me. Not in a narcissistic way, people, but the Lord said, love yourself. Then you'll love your neighbor. So you love God, you love yourself, you love your neighbor. And so I have a responsibility to take care of me for me. And I like to feel when I'm in good health. I love that feeling. I love feeling the joy that I feel. I love feeling the happiness that I ensure that I am in every day, doing all those other things that keep me happy. And when things are thrown at me to divert my attention from that happy feeling, I try to fix those things if I can, or pray about those things when I can at the time, and just go back into my happy place. So I like to take care of myself because it makes me feel good about myself, and physically, mentally, spiritually, and it even turn out financially, and whatever Alice left off. All the other Alice. Producer is laughing, but all the other Alice. So Karen made that promise to Veronica. She said she make a pact. She said, I promise I'll take care of myself. Veronica told Karen that she was tired and needed some rest. Karen left Veronica's room and went to hers. She was thinking about what she and her aunt discussed. Karen was worried about her aunt and the conversation they had. She had a weird feeling that something was about to happen, but she did not know what. You know, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we continue with some chit-chat and season 2, episode 3. We might dive into season 2, episode 3 of the Raymond family saga. Or we might chit-chat what happened with Veronica and Karen. Let's take a break. Welcome back, everyone. I am Charmaine Brown, and I am blessed to be here with you. This is Impact Gospel Radio. The program I do is Mental Health, a Holistic Impact. We're on www.mentalhealthhorizon.com. You can send us information at info@mentalhealthhorizon.com. People normally send privately text me because they don't want to be bashed on social media. And as I said before, this is not a place for bashment. No bashment of no kind. In Jamaica, we use the word bashment in a good way, where they said we're gonna have a bashment tonight, where you're going to go to a club. This is where what you call here club. They call it dance hall there. Some places England call it pub. We call it dance hall. We're going to do a jam. And so when I mean no bashment, I mean I don't want anyone out there to see somebody say something and bash them, because this is a safe place, people. We don't want you to shame anybody. We don't want you to make anybody feel guilty. It's a free world. People can do what they want to do. People don't have to do what you feel like to do. And not because it's out of your value, mean the person is valueless. We are all one in the sight of God. And we don't want anybody to feel bad here. So Veronica asked Karen to make a pact. Karen made a pact with Veronica. But Karen was worried that something might be weird and she didn't know what to do. And so let's get back into the story before I cut again to chit chat with you. Veronica was in the hospital for 3 weeks on dialysis before passing at the age of 65. Wow. Karen was lost. She felt sadness she had never felt before. Ooh, that was sad. That was sad. So season 2, episode 3 started on a sad note. What do you think happened to Veronica? What do you think happened to Karen? Do you think Karen was able to navigate through the US system without proper documentation? You know, a lot of us are in other people's country and we are not doing that great. We don't have proper documentation to travel about. We don't have proper work because some places in some countries, some places in different countries, you might be able to work a decent job because some people are compassionate to give you a job under the table. Some people are not so much because they're afraid of the immigration law, and so let it be. I'm not telling anybody to break any law here. There are people who are in other people's country and are not doing well. They are not funding well. They are not in good health because they are stressful. They are worried. They have family back home that they would want to help, and nothing is turning out for them. And there are people who are conning them. There are people out there who are dragging them into traps. Veronica told Karen to be aware of traps that people will set. I'm sure this story is going to get very interesting because in my mind's eye, because my imagination can run so wild, I know that this story is going to be very wild. Very wild. So, as I was saying, people are in other people's country who are not doing well. People. There are good people out there. There are good churches out there. There are good organizations out there. There are good companies out there that put resources in place. Impact Gospel Radio is one of those places that Dr. Clifton Rutty had put resources in place, have mobilized humans I'm going to fence up my talk. Let's do it again. Impact Gospel Radio have a lot of resources out there. There are a lot of people out there who are willing to help. Once whatever you want is within their reach, they will help. Will you stop it? Because you know that I'm finishing. Now you're doing that. Come here. Come here. Okay. There are a lot of resources out there. Don't forget that. Don't forget that there are good people out there who wants to help others. But because we are suspicious of other people, because we are falling into traps before and we can't trust anybody, or we're afraid to fall into traps that people will steal away our trust. So I don't know. All I can say to you, if you need something and you're afraid to get it, I would say pray about it. Trust whoever you trust to see if you can get into the place that you need to get into. You don't need to suffer alone. You don't need to suffer alone. You can suffer with others. I'm not saying you have to drag people down, because when I said suffer with others, mean find somebody to speak to, find somebody to talk, to support you. But please don't drag people down. Please, there are people who are in good place, who are in a good place in their lives. And when you take your baggages or your trauma, when you take stressful event to them, if they are in the healing process, they might be able to help you. But if you know that they cannot help you because they are not in the place that they should be mentally, do not drag them in your saga, people. Do not drag them down. Move on. You have a phone. You have Google. You have Siri. You have all these. And most people, almost, as I said before, almost everyone has a phone. Use your phone to look up organization, look up systems that are in place, and get in contact with these places. There are many places out there to help you. But you have to do the research yourself. You have to love yourself enough to seek the help you need and find the resources you need. We are going to tell you about Simplify. Simplify is coming soon. It's a pastoral speak, or a pastoral program where it looks at the simplicity of life, how life should be simple and serving God should be simple. There's no hard thing in it. Serving God is simple. You just have to confess that Jesus is the Son of God who died for us. Simple. It's a simple life. We are looking at It's Raw as well. It's Raw. It's something coming where we chit-chat about just things that are going on in personal life generally, and just talking about just things, just throwing things out there while having tea or drinking coffee. Don't forget the gyro place, jerk and gyro place in Newark, New Jersey. Yes. And don't forget to come here next Monday at 6:30 to join us again on Impact Gospel Radio, Mental Health and Holistic Impact. We are going to sign out. Have a blessed day. Bye.
wherever we go, that's where the party's at. Hands up, holler back now. We don't claim any know-how. We give and God all that. Wherever we go, that's where the party's at.
Impact Gospel Radio and Mental Health Horizon. All information posted or aired is merely for educational purposes and is not a substitute for seeking further professional advice. While the information aired has been verified to the best of our abilities, we cannot guarantee there are no mistakes or errors. We reserve the right to change this policy at any time. If you want to stay up to date with the latest mental health information, please visit our website at www.mentalhealthhorizon.com, book an appointment at info@mentalhealthhorizon.com, or tune into the broadcast every Monday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time.